guys, so it's time that we draw from the pot and get your opinions on things. So we do this little thing. Yeah, so we go with sis, you know, it's sizzle, like it's boiling. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yes. Sorry.
I didn't know she meant all
Alright,
so funny.
first question.
Oh gosh.
What do you guys feel about cross-dressing?
Ooh,
Crossdressing.
And can you be specific?
You know, like women wear men's clothes, men wear women's clothes.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Oh, are you speaking of transgender in that way, or are you just speaking of like
No,
because usually when people say cross-dressing, it's like
just the men wearing women's
women's
clothes.
Gotcha.
Clothes. Like,
Yeah.
What do you think about
Okay, y'all, I love cross-dressing. Okay, as you gotta get the females, you know, we can wear anything. We can wear skirts, we can wear baggy pants, we can wear like, you know, swim trunks. We can mix that up, put some tennis shoes with it. And that's just the freedom of women. On men, in the other hand, you guys, you know, it depends because, you know, men now that are more masculine are wearing the guy purses.
What about rompers?
Yeah.
I'm not saying
the male rompers or
I'm
male
sorry.
boots.
I don't know about
rompers. I'm sorry. I don't know about that. Real quick.
You can make it cute. I mean, Fashion Nova men got some cute stuff. I think.
For me, it's the men purse. If I see my man walk in the house with his purse like this,
Oh yeah,
no ma'am. No,
it's
ma'am.
how you wear it.
It's how you wear. But nah, just leave that.
Kids nowadays, child. No.
Like, I try not to. I'm definitely not a judgmental person at all. But it's like when I see, like, I feel like there is definitely a stereotype though with women because we can switch it up as much as we want to.
Right.
But if a guy is completely straight and he walks out with a flirty skirt on, everybody be like, what the hell?
Yeah, like,
What the hell going on? So I feel like in that regard for women, it's like, yes, it's okay. But when it comes to guys,
Yeah.
to me, it shouldn't
limited.
matter. But it's very much more limited for guys than it is for girls.
for
So,
sure.
Definitely. I mean, because I think just because, you know, with girls, like it don't really matter because like it's just gonna look fly regardless. Like
Right.
it's just,
Yeah.
it's fashion. But with dude, you still gotta look like a dude. So if I come out here with a tank top and a skirt on,
Yeah.
I don't look like a
everybody gonna be like,
yeah. I don't like that.
Unless you make it fashion and you own it.
I mean,
I don't think
y'all see young
it don't
girls.
matter how
It doesn't
fly
work.
it is, it don't work.
Okay, yeah,
It's
they said it's cross-dressing is definitely one-sided.
It is.
So you all for the rompers? Kiana official is all for the rompers.
That's my
Okay.
sister. Like, I'm for the rompers too. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna lie, like when they're
if a man,
inside the romper,
Well, you're
they-
muscular. Okay, I
Oh,
understand that, Kiana.
When you muscular and you just let it hang down and show the muscles.
Yeah, that
but
might
okay,
be-
but a romper is basically a jumpsuit. So that's why when people be getting
Yeah.
offended, I'm like, okay, we wear guys wear overalls, jumpsuits all the time. Like,
That was a topic in
Depending.
2018. That was like 2018 topic.
yeah, because if my man walked in a romper on, I'm sorry. You know, it's a bro.
If we're at the beach in like, you know, Miami or something, wear your romper. I love it.
Yeah.
Rock it.
Okay.
I think yeah.
Just don't have no
If
bracelet
it's
in the purse.
It's just,
Yeah, you can pull it off.
on the
Like,
beach.
Yeah.
On the beach or something.
Yeah, I can understand.
For
that.
sure.
Someone said it
cool.
just can't be fitted, but wouldn't you want it fitted on a guy?
I would rather. Look. It can be fitted up here, but if it's fitted down there, if it's too tight, why you sit like that?
No, I need some room.
Wait. Have y'all seen SpongeBob?
She be getting so tea about it. Like, girl, civilized.
But no, like if I can see like the outline.
Never mind.
Okay,
I want to
okay.
see that, but you know.
But
too much.
It's just no. I'm saying like if it's so tight that I can see the outline of your butt.
I don't
yeah, no.
That's what I'm talking about.
If you're looking like you squeezing.
Oh, you're talking about the part.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
No comment. No comment.
Wait, which
Trying to
one?
go there.
Okay, so
We decided no, yes to men in rompers. I think they look good.
yes,
I say
think it
yes.
just depends.
If you can pull it off, you can pull it off.
It just can't be a booty short romper. Then I'm gonna have.
Yeah,
It is a
nothing-
problem.
nothing
It is a problem.
too
It's
feminine.
It's gotta fit right. Yeah,
Would you
gotta-
wear a romper?
I don't think it. I don't think
It's
I
not
can pull
you.
it off.
Not the beach,
It's not
the
my
beach.
thing. Nah, it's cool. I'm good on that.
You saw his shorts. He got the shorts.
Yeah.
That's
I can do short shorts. Like, that's cool. But yeah, whole romper is not my
I
thing. I'm
feel
sorry. I'm not there yet.
I
It's
feel
good.
that.
Period.
Oh well, shit.
Okay, next one.
Oh yes, the sound effects. I can't believe shit. All right. Okay. How do you guys feel about like celebrities or bigger artists taking from smaller like artists, like not artists, the stylists or whatever?
Can you repeat that? Ooh.
Like, how do you feel about celebrities? Like, okay, for instance, Kylie Jenner. You know how she like would just buy some like streetwear from online, and then all of a sudden she was selling the same type of things. So, how do you guys feel about that? Like, do you feel like people steal, or do you guys like feel like you share ideas?
The fashion industry is so sticky just because there's no laws protecting you from anything. Basically, I can make the same exact jacket if I switch up one thing. So if I switch up the zipper, you're free to go. There's no penalty for it. So for the fashion industry, I think it is really shady because people can basically, well, I know like major designers, they'll go to each other's stuff, they'll see what they have, and then they'll break it down, reconstruct it, and maybe change one or two things. And that's why when you go to Louis Vuitton shoes are looking like Nike shoes. Or when you go to Balenciaga and all of a sudden now Gucci's coming out with Gucci looking Balenciagas. Like, it's really no limitation, but to me it can be really, really shady. And I feel like designers as a whole, if you're a true designer, you should be able to design your own thing and not have to get into anyone's lane. But that's just not the world that we live in. So
It also depends. Like, I know if you're putting it in perspective, if they're rocking like the smaller boutiques and stuff, a lot of people actually do that. Like, they'll pull from small boutiques because it's one of a kind. A lot of celebrities want to wear stuff that's like nobody has. So you'll go to like your local friend that knows how to sew, and like even her, like I'll give her something that's like it's a clean fabric, and I'm like, nobody has this fabric, and my friend can make it. So like small boutiques sell one of a kind things, and I've seen Kylie Jenner in like some small stuff, and I'm like, okay, like keep it on the low though, because I do like.
Right, but I think it's more
everybody wearing it.
I think it's more of a bad thing when they take it though and then they make it their own.
Yeah,
because
is that what you're saying?
Credit
is due. Yeah, for sure.
Then they definitely don't get credit.
For sure.
I think that's the most important thing, is just giving credit, because when we talk about anything, a lot of stuff is already done. You know what I'm saying? So there's not too much you can do that's new to where it's like it's not completely obscene, where like I can't wear that every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like everything is just a tweak. You know, it's like you said, a zipper or a sleeve or a patch or anything like that. But it's just saying, okay, I was inspired by this, which led me to do this. So now it's my own. You know what I mean? But
because then they'll be like, yeah, and I just dreamt of this, and no, you didn't.
Right.
We saw you in it last night. So now,
give credit where it's due, basically.
Yes,
for sure.
Definitely.
Do you think anybody's been stealing your ideas with the mask so far?
I'm gonna say no. The only thing is, this is kind of a lane that we all didn't think any of us were gonna be in.
Yeah.
Most designers now are, doing it. I think it's more of how you come across it, because like I've seen designers who take fabrics, who does their own thing. Like the only difference between my mask and anyone else's mask is because I literally like drafted it myself. Like I took my face, measured it, tweaked it a little bit, and like my pattern is my pattern. So now if I'm seeing everyone having my pattern, then that's when I'm like, okay, bro, like there's no way you can have my pattern because I made up my pattern. So I really haven't seen that. I've been seeing everyone basically sticking with the same templates as like what the hospitals are giving and stuff. Now I do see a lot of people using the term style mask, but like that's not a new thing. Like when I first made style mask, I like tried to make an Instagram that said style mask, and someone already had it.
Yeah.
So I can't even take that credit either, because that's just a typical general name.
Right.
But I mean, I feel like we're all doing the same thing. It's just how you come about it, really.
Right.
How creative can you get? And at least for me, like I've been trying to come up with different things that appeal to everyone. So even like my uncle, which is her dad, he's the graffiti artist. So he does the graffiti. And like,
shout out Celebrity Airbrush.
Woo, shout out to Celebrity Airbrush.
Those are dope.
But like it's doing stuff that you don't see other people doing. That's just kind of what I'm doing. But I can't say that no one's copying, because we're basically all copying each other at this point. But I've never seen my pattern done. So
okay.
So do you think that the the mass game getting oversaturated is gonna be bad for business because of the time we're in, you know, and everybody wants to get on the hustle. So it's like, okay, mask is the new trend now.
It is the new trend. But honestly, I got God on my side. But let's just start there. And I know I've been talking crazy I've been talking crazy this whole time, but to be completely honest, like, it doesn't matter what anyone else does in this life. It's matter what I believe, what I do. So if it gets oversaturated, I mean, if you go into the grocery store right now, how many bread companies do you see? How many milk companies do you see? How many juice companies do you see? It's so many people doing the same juice and the teas, like, but they still making their money though. They're still making money. So, and I really didn't get into this to make money. It kind of just happened to go that way.
Right.
So for me, like, only thing I know is that in the most humblest way, I know I'm dope. I know my guys dope. I know my team is dope. And I'ma just keep being dope.
Would you
Let
say
me get
that's
some
like,
serious. Let's
Period.
would you say that's the best mistake you've made in your fashion journey?
Of making the best. Yeah, that has to be it. I can't even say it right, but yeah, the best mistake I've ever done. Yeah.
I like that.
What's yours?
I'm gonna take that look.
Yeah.
It's fine.
What is my best mistake? My best mistake was actually asking her to go to New York, cause it was not planned. When I went to New York, she told me like, hey, look, you're having fun, but you're gonna be my stylist, and that's when I realized like, wow, a stylist. But then I realized like, you know, her and a lot of other people call me to like dress them sometimes. So I was like, to have that title and not really know that I was a stylist. But
really
my dad, his grooming, everything about him, he can't walk outside looking like anything, you know. His beard gotta be trimmed. He's going through it right now with the quarantine because y'all can't trim. But I like grooming. That's very attractive.
It's an attractive trait
very
to
attractive.
have. And on top of that, especially if you're a woman who keeps up with herself, like, you don't want a man that just rolls out of bed, throws on sweats.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes if I'm going and I'm walking in a grocery store and I see a man dressed up, even in quarantine, I'm like,
You're like, yes, let's go.
You
Let's
gonna turn
go.
around.
Like,
That's just, you know, ooh, that's doing something.
Yeah.
Thank you for the men out there that do care
We
about their
appreciate
appearance. We appreciate you, okay?
Yeah,
What do you
Nothing
think?
wrong with it.
Yeah, I
You dress
think
pretty
it's-
nice. Do you ever get comments about that?
I mean, you know, people tell me, you know what I'm saying, I don't know how to dress. I get that all the time. You know, I just think I put clothes on. Whatever.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
it's
you know,
easy.
yeah, you know, but you know, I think it's important to take care of yourself. But I mean, everybody has their own thing. You know what I mean? For me, I like to go outside. Like if I'm going outside, I gotta look some type of fly. Like, but you know what I mean? Shout out to Kanye.
Yes,
But,
I
so,
love Kanye.
You know, but you know, I that's just me though. But everybody, that's not important to them. They don't have to look good. You know what I'm saying? They can go out looking shaggy and all that, whatever. That's their thing. But for me, I like to look, you know, some type of fly, some type of decent. You know what I'm saying? When I step outside.
That's how I feel. And then another thing is, I don't know. I think I'm from New York, so it's like it's just something about some people, and especially men from New York, that just, even if they wake up, even if they put on sweats, it's just still in a way to where it's swaggy and they still look good. And you know, you just, even when you just go into the grocery store, sometimes if you just got on some J's on and it's just like, damn, that's still fly.
Like,
so
Yeah.
I think it's where you're from too. Sometimes that has that influence on, you know, your attire and how
Or
you
who
dress.
you're around.
And who you're surrounded by. Yeah.
Because it's very rare for me to see a guy that's just really dressed up and putting in like so much effort into how he looks. Like I don't see that often around here.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
in
in Dallas,
I'm about to say,
you gotta go to Dallas. Like if it's like, you know, the DFW is big. You got Arlington, you got Fort Worth, but Dallas would probably be more of the dressers, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Dallas period, you gotta be able to tap into that stuff.
You do.
Because it's not like New York is everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Or if you go like London, it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But here you gotta know
find
that.
it.
Yeah,
know.
and I think that's what everything, music, fashion, art, anything,
yeah,
like
right.
whatever you're looking for, you gotta find that circle in order to see it. Otherwise, it's you
really get variables with everybody.
yeah.
To be honest, like you go to the grocery store, you see someone look swaggy, you see someone look homeless, and they really actually got money. It's just
Right.
very confusing. But
Like you can be in Arlington and then like you'll see somebody at the store really fly. And you'll be like, dang, it catches your eye because you don't really see nobody fly like in like just walking around and then. But in Dallas, it's
way more common.
A little bit more common. Like
Yeah.
it's more common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Very.
Okay. Well, shoot, I was just wondering about that. I had saw somebody say something to this guy on Twitter because he dresses up really nicely, and he was like, "Oh, this is the type of guy that would mess with little girls in college." Or something like that. I don't know. He said some wild shit, and I was like,
Wait, what?
I'm gonna be like, wait,
I'm gonna have to send it to you. Shoot.
You can be on.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay. Shoot. Let's see. Funniest story on the job.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Funniest story on the job, like together?
I'm gonna say we just funny. We always doing something crazy.
What's the funny? Should we New York?
What's just gonna make us die laughing?
What should we talk about? New York.
But nothing funny happened in New York. What happened in New
A lot
York?
of funny things happen.
Oh,
the homeless people was fighting. Did you remember that?
No, wait.
Okay, no, I have one. All right.
Go ahead.
I got a couple in there. I'm just funny. I'm goofy, so like I just think it's funny. She might not think it's funny.
But I don't remember the home. Oh wait, I do. Okay.
So
okay.
well, that was one. Okay, so me and my best friend, she came from Texas too. I invited her out here. Shout out to you, Effie. I know she's not. But me and Aaliyah and Effie were walking. We was just going to get some food, and I think it was like a crosswalk. And like people in New York, like in Times Square, they be going and they mind their business. So it's just funny because like it was literally a homeless man like sleeping under like this theater, and the other homeless man came and he was like, "Hey, wake your ass up!" And like he kicked him, and he was like, "Yo, what you doing?" They just started fighting like it was normal, and me and
we all were just like,
we were watching like, oh, and everybody else was like looking at us like whatever, like this is every day. We was like, bro,
New York doing? Like
we was just going to get food.
But like, why were you in New York?
oh, New York Fashion Week.
Oh, New York Fashion Week. Okay, that's funny.
So,
New York Fashion Week, man.
How was
that? Yeah.
It was
Wow.
an experience.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That's my funny story. Is her. She turned into a little. Y'all know Incredible.
Yeah.
Edna mode. She turned into a little Edna mode, and so
business mode, y'all.
basically what happened was we were all basically they told us a certain time to come there to get our makeup done. So I was doing New York Fashion Week as a designer. So and I had a show that I was in. So I brought her as like my stylist and everything, and they were just not doing everything that they were supposed to be doing.
It wasn't
it wasn't as organized as it should have been.
It was professional.
And then so we were the first act to go on, the runway. And they told us to be there at 8:30. We show up at 8 o'clock, and people are already getting their makeup done. So it's like, wait. You told us to be here at 8:30. We got here 30 minutes early, and then everyone else's makeup done, and our model's makeup and stuff is not.
And we were the first ones out.
So and we were the first ones. So we're like, what the heck? So after that, basically, we were trying to get people like with different makeup artists because other designers were trying to like be all like shady and throw their models.
They were stealing our products and like.
Oh yeah, our stuff got stolen. It was so crazy.
Wow.
But okay, this is the funny part.
Welcome to the business.
Behind the scenes, everybody like thinks that
crazy
it's like,
behind the scenes.
so perfectly put together.
It's not. And so what was funny was because like I was having a meltdown, of course.
She was crying. She's like, I can't do this.
Okay, they don't need to do I was like, baby, help me. So then she was like, it's like her whole personality switched. She was running up to makeup artists. She's like, you ain't doing this right. She was taking their makeup person. No, she started doing their makeup. I was just like, oh.
I was trying not to be a bitch, but she gave me that, like, she let me know, like, look, if you can't help me, like, I don't know what we're gonna do. We have to go out. She's like, Mimi, I need you to take over these models. Like, they need to be where they're at. They need to be here. We're about to go out in like 15 minutes. So I'm like, I just snapped in like.
No, you definitely snapped. She was like, come here, over here.
It just was like, I knew how like much she worked for this. So it was suck for the models that, paid to come out there and me, like, to see that we couldn't get it together. But it literally, we probably were like, in the time span that we did it, we were probably like the best look. It worked out.
That was
It worked out.
I gotta check out some of that.
But she went crazy, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. And like the makeup artist saw her coming back, they're like, oh shit.
She started laughing at me.
I was just like, They were scared of her, and I loved it. I was like, yeah, scare them to death, because I need them to get it together.
It's just like they, you know, behind the scenes, since it's so many different segments of designers, that it's like you kind of have to own your territory, and whoever's working under you, you have to be like, look, give me this, you're not doing it right. Like, my models have to go first.
It's grimy behind
It's
real
grimy.
grimy.
If you don't do that, they will
run.
They'll probably throw your shit down the toilet, and you can't find like somebody's like makeup brush or something. It was grimy.
It was real grimy, yeah. Like we found like my sewing kit, one of the dresses, the zipper broke like right before we went on. So I'm like, where's my sewing kit? Where's my sewing kit? And like it was gone. And I went to the producer and I was like, look, my sewing kit's gone. And she was like, well, you got 2 minutes, and if it's not together, your model's not working. And I was just like, well, I mean, it's not my fault. Someone's still. So then me and security running around literally, and finally we found my sewing kit on the other side of the building.
Wow.
Just to let y'all know too, we were the only black designers there.
The only black designers.
I brought with me, nothing against different races, but I brought with me all black models, all black team. So,
and our theme was what was it? It was Black History.
It was Black History. It was basically like about
it was
brutality and all this
different
stuff. So I really had them cringing when they were walking down the runway.
We slayed though.
But like it was real cringy. But
they respected us. Dallas, we put on for y'all. Okay.
Period.
Pull through no matter what. That's what that looks like.
So how'd you get into that opportunity? Did they reach out to you, or you reached out to them to work your way in, or?
I don't want to tell my secrets, but no, I'm kidding. But no, with them, basically, I went with the designer before. So I love interning because you can always learn something new.
Yes.
So shout out to Josh Way. He's a big designer out here too in Dallas. And so I was his basically like design assistant and like intern the first year. So 2018 I went to New York. So I've been to New York 3 times already for Fashion Week. Ooh. So yeah, turn up.
Yes.
Look, I got the credentials. No, I'm kidding. But for him, like, so he basically told me how he did it. You just apply, and if they like your stuff, then they'll invite you out.
Yeah.
So it's basically, so anyone really can do it. Honestly now, because now this year I went with Lavinity, which is another big fashion brand out here, and we actually went to Essence. Oh, and that was the best experience I've ever experienced in my life. And it's all ran by like black men and women. And you could just feel like the black girl magic. Like it was so crazy like how everyone like just supported each other. But with that, Essence actually reached out to him. They were like, hey, you're super dope. They paid for everything. And it was a completely different experience than what I had. And it was really cool to see the first year, 2018 to 2019 to now 2020. Yeah. But basically any designer that wants to be put on with that, New York, even LA, Paris, they all have all these different shows that happen. You just have to apply, and if they like your stuff, then they'll invite you.
That's what's up.
And let's also give her some more credit. She was chosen too, so it was a lot of people, and you was chosen. Yeah. So right. Don't downplay yourself, girl.
Do you think with all the creativity we have here in Dallas that we could have a fashion week in Dallas? I feel like,
for sure. Yeah.
I just feel like. I feel like there's a lot of untapped potential here, but nobody's setting the stage.
For sure.
Yeah. I think a lot of people out here too. No offense to Dallas, I love Dallas, born and raised here. But Dallas people too have a really big thing of competition. I am not a competitor.
We talk about this all the time.
So like you hit up a photographer, be like, look, you're so dope. Can I throw my clothes at you? Just put it in your shoot. Like you don't have to pay me nothing. They'll be like, yeah, pay me $1,000. I'll do it. It's just like it's always want something out of you. So to me, and that's why when people like, do you want to move to LA, New York, or anything? I'm like, no, because honestly, like Dallas is really on the brink of like being high fashion. Yeah. But it's just people aren't working together. I know a lot, like, because I'm not just in fashion. Like I just know people because I run into people like on accident. Like I'll meet a guy and I'll be like, oh, what do you do? And he's like, yeah, I'm a producer for 97.9 and I'm like, oh, what? Yeah. I follow him on Instagram. He got like 200,000 followers. You're like, damn. And like, you can just put people on easily.
And it's just so funny to me because when you don't even realize you by yourself, you're one person, but when you that collab could be the opportunity that changes your life. You know, it could be the opportunity that just comes. Like even always say this, when I did the show with Erykah Badu, she used to always say, like, if this is your life, it don't matter. Whoever is here, just work, collab, reach out, talk to this person, do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in the room with certain people, if you don't work, you never know what God is not giving you because you just not open your mouth and trying to, you know, give your hand and say, here, let's put something on this plate, and together we can all eat. But
we can all eat.
Stop being selfish, y'all.
Right. Come on, Dallas. Wake up. Look, someone said, Dallas, wake up. Dallas, wake up.
Dallas.
Like, we all could be rich together.
Wake up.
I mean, we could really put ourselves on the map with acting, modeling, like
everything.
Our artists too, like shit.
Stingy. I'm just playing.
Nah, for real though.
Facts.
So what would y'all say, or what y'all think is the step, or you know, one step that needs to be taken to get us there? Like, what's a block? What's something
it's trust. I really think it's trust, because if you don't trust somebody, you're not gonna want to work with them. That's number one. And then not being so money hungry. Like, people don't understand money's gonna be made. You run through money. If you check your bank account, how much money did you spend on food this month?
Okay.
On groceries, I spent about at least $1,000. Oh, no, I'm being serious. Just on groceries, especially during this time, like it's crazy. So it's like, what? Don't be so money hungry, because money's gonna come. Especially when you're doing something you love and you're passionate, it's gonna come.
Yeah.
Work with people. Like, it really just has to be trust. Like, that's my thing. So,
and I feel like the people who feel the way that we feel now, and when they do finally cross that threshold, I feel like they adopt that mindset that like other selfish people have. Like they too become selfish. Because I know I was talking to a photographer too, and he was like, well, first out the gate, I charge $250. And I'm like, whoa. I know, like, I know my worth, but I'm going to work with people if I want to get my work out there and if I want to establish connections and stuff.
Right.
So, I mean, it's weird that people put themselves on a pedestal like that, because all money ain't good money. And, like, I don't want to curse nobody, actually, so, like, stop.
No, facts. And I think also, too, when it comes to that, like, I'm not saying not make money. Because you got to know your worth, too, because people will try to, like, you know, you make me a fit for, like, $20. And it's like, girl, the fabric is $200. So, no, I can't make it for $20. So, you got to know your worth, but you just got to know when to kick it into motion and when to pull it back.
Exactly.
Like, if I see potential in someone, and it's not, you can feel someone's vibes. Like, all of your vibes, you can feel when someone is genuine, when their passion is in the forefront. So to me, I'm like, okay, you passionate, I'm passionate. Like with Erykah, I've never asked her, pay me this. She doesn't pay me. Like, it's something that I love her so much, and I see her work, that I'm going to sow into it. Like, the more you sow into good ground, it's going to come back.
No,
so that people got to just step into that lane. Like, charge when you need to charge, but most of the time you don't need to charge.
And she was the one that showed me that, because, like, I had a situation where, like, you know, especially with the show Know Your Worth part, like, I love to just go and style people. I'll do it for fun, like, if you want to find an outfit. But in particular, you know, like, Dallas people, like, I linked up with a Dallas photographer, and she was kind of like, girl, like, at some point, you have to ask at least for, like, gas money, because I didn't even have gas money. But I was going out, like, driving from, like, Arlington to Garland, and he was not emphasizing anything, but, you know, I was hired, and it seemed like I was not receiving any, like, you know, income for that. But I didn't want the income, but it would be nice, you know,
have something.
Some
incentive.
I think that's something when people don't offer to. So,
like,
you learn who to work with.
And then, like, with that, you know, I ended up, you know, like, talking with him, like, hey, like, you know, can I have some gas? You know, I'm bringing the supplies for you. And then it came to a point where he was like, I want a Thule dress by next week. And I'm just like, I'm not a designer, I'm a stylist. And you're not paying me. So it's like, you want all this stuff, but it's like, you're not even asking if I'm good. Like, what if I just was stranded on the side of the road? Like, you didn't even say, like, hey, let me give you some gas, because I know you came out. So,
and it's also about showing off each other, too.
I think the livestock.
Oh yeah, it goes off after an hour.
Oh wow.
This is getting good.
It sure was.
Getting juicy.
Oh, a lot of people came on today. 47.
I was liking that.
Let's get it. Are we live again?
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna share it again. I'm getting on everybody's nerves. We back.
Sorry, we're back, y'all.
We're back.
We back.
But I also feel like too. Hold on, I'm just trying to share. They're like, girl, we already saw it. Okay, I'm gonna just send that. Oops, sorry to the people that just sent it to me. But no, I feel like too, when it comes to collabing, you should be getting something in return. It doesn't always have to be money. So with a photographer, if I know he's a dope photographer, I get images for my brand, like I can use on the website. If you're doing like journalists, like you guys are journalists, so if I come on here, I provide everyone with masks, I just promoted myself, and then you're also getting content from me too.
Right.
So it's like you have to get something in return. That's the only way you can really collab, because if you're like you were saying, driving and doing all this stuff, like for me, a lot of my models, like they know I wasn't able to pay them. Like when we went to New York, I basically had a audition. Everyone came. They were like, I was like, okay, so this is the people who did it, and I had like 100 girls come out. It was so dope. And so after I chose my models, I sat there with everyone. I was like, look, y'all, I'm a single mom. This is my gift. This is what God's given me. This is where I'm going. And if y'all want to come, I would love for y'all to come. I don't have money to pay y'all right now. And I literally sat there in fear. Like I was like, okay, now what y'all got to say?
But
and everybody, was so good. Yeah, everybody was like, oh no, I'm down. I'm in. And like literally no one backed out. Everyone was like, I'm in. And of course, I try to pay for pizza and like studio time, like make sure everyone have water. But a lot of times, if you're not able to do it, because you're not going to start at the top,
right?
If you are able just to do something for someone, it shows that you care.
So can you talk a little bit about that? Like how is it raising a daughter and following your dreams, and what kind of, I know she inspires you, but like talk a little bit about that, challenges and all of that.
It's definitely a challenge, especially because not just throwing my age, but me and her, we're both 22. So we're really young. So to do that for me, she honestly is the reason why I'm here, because I was wilding out. I went to Houston. I was in college, just doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing. And you know, my life. Ended up pregnant, came back home. And I'm not ashamed of that. Like I used to be ashamed to talk about it. Like I was college, 3 months, came back pregnant. Like damn. But if you really look at how far I've came, like I'm not ashamed of it at all.
It's your story.
And it's my story, and she's the person that's pushed me so hard. A lot of people are like, how do you keep going? Like sometimes I'll go days without sleeping and just hustle, and they're like, how do you do it? And I'm like, when I look at her, I'm like, I gotta go harder. Like, and I know that's not always healthy to do that, so I have to think of, okay, you need to sleep, you need to eat, you need to still be a mom and be present. But for me, like she's literally like the thing that just drives me. Like if I just see her sleep, I'm like, okay, I gotta go harder. Like she's like, hey mama, like we chilling, we good. Oh no, I gotta go harder. And that's just for me. So I'm not gonna say it's easy, because it's not. Because I'm a single mom. Her dad's not in her life at all. So it's just me and her. So I have to make sure she's good. I still have to give her attention. I still gotta be there. But at the same time, it's like if I don't get it, who else will?
Exactly.
And so that's just kind of.
Well, you should pat yourself on the back, girl, because having a dream is already hard enough to chase that, you know, fear all that. But having a child too, girl, you superwoman. So give yourself more credit than you are giving yourself. Okay.
What's the song?
All right. Next topic. If y'all can still keep going.
We got you. Well, I'm looking at my live over here if y'all wondering what I'm looking.
Do you worry about cultural appropriation at all in the industry?
I'll let you go first.
Do you worry about cultural appropriation?
You know cultural appropriation?
Yeah. I don't really. Okay, so man, this is. So yeah, not. You gotta take this second.
I honestly don't mind it. Now let me.
Wait,
come back off of that.
Are you asking if we mind it or when?
Do you mind it? Do you care? Because I know some black stylists will be like, oh, well, you know, they're using African prints and they're not even African. Like, I don't know.
No, I don't care. I definitely don't care.
I don't mind
rolls in her hair. She's not even
like Bad Baby or Baby Bad, whatever.
Bad Baby or something.
I don't care. Girl, live your life. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, if you want to be black.
Oh, I know this. Okay.
No, if you want to be black, if you want to change your skin color.
I can answer this now.
Okay.
I saw it in your brain. That's why she was like cornrows.
Okay, so first of all,
you gotta let me finish.
I really want to talk about this.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we're just gonna say this. Kim, we all know the Kardashians. We know that they cornrow, braid, everything, and it's just like after a while, like you know, I just feel like it's not something. I mean, they can do it, they can own it, but at the end of the day, like, y'all need to at least get some type of credit where it's due.
Yeah.
We deserve credit too. Y'all, after a while, you know, they do have a Caucasian crowd, and they have people that look up to them, and it's majority Caucasian. So it's like they see y'all wearing these braids and stuff. They're like, oh my God, that's so cool. Where are those in your head? And it's like, we've been wearing this, so
and then they change up the name. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, these are so and so. Like, this is, but it's like, y'all don't know that, like, you know, we really African Americans, we are the
trendsetters.
Yeah.
Like some of our I don't know how to say it. Like some of the stereotypes of us is kind of used. Like I've seen a lot of runway shows where like African features are very like emphasized, but they're not always on Black people.
Right.
But see, there's different levels. And someone I just read, Trill Miles said, "How do y'all define cultural appropriation?" It could go down so many ways, like so many different ways. But for me, mainly cultural appropriation is like we said, the cornrows, the twists, the wearing African print, you're not African. To me, I don't see color. Like for the longest, I didn't know we were all different colors until I was like in 6th grade. Like, not to say I like had a great life, but like I didn't look at you and be like, hey bro, you white, like, oh, or you this and that. Like we all look the same to me. So to me, if I see something dope, like, especially in like fashion, I feel like people cutting each other off though, like being like, oh no, you can't do that, you can't do this because you're Black and I'm white, you can't do that. I feel like that's
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's when it goes far.
It's like, because I straighten my hair, does that make me white?
No, but if a Black girl wears a pink weave or it's red or it's blue or it's like, oh, she's ghetto, you should not be wearing that color. But why can other ethnicities do that?
Exactly.
Tomato, tomato, potato, potato.
I think it's a really sticky subject when it comes to African Americans and other cultures, because it's like, you know, they take a lot of what we do and make it seem like, oh, that's so like cute when they do it, but when we do it, it's like we don't get enough appreciation.
Yeah.
We just want more love, like at least, you know, do something to make us feel better about what we do.
It's almost like we're erased in a sense.
Erased.
Like, part of the picture, because I was thinking of Asian Doll when I was trying to think of the other side, because she's a Black girl from Dallas too, right? But her name is literally Asian Doll, so you know who the credit is going to.
you know.
Yeah.
Like,
so, and then when Kim, you mentioned her when she had the braids, I think she credits some white woman called
boxer braids.
It was the boxer braids,
and we're like, girl, those are cornrows. Like, we've been doing this too.
I got those in my head right now.
Look, we got them right now. Period.
True.
So, do you guys? I mean, pair that with your fashion weekend experience. Do you guys feel like that's going to be like a consistent theme in the industry?
Like if you looked at like, I always mess it up. Dolce de Garçon. No, de Garçon. I can never say that.
I think that
Dolce de Garçon.
I think it's Dolce de Garçon, but they put braids like in people's head, and they had like the big lips, and then they had like this thing around their neck.
I saw that.
I don't think it's going nowhere because I just really think they're stupid. Like
I saw that.
You can't erase stupidity. Like you cannot erase stupidity, and it's like ignorant people raise ignorant kids would make another. I don't know if it's ever gonna go away. I hope so. I mean, I hope we get better. But looking at the fashion industry, like you really don't even see a lot of top Black designers. Like, can y'all name off a few Black designers for me? Cause
no.
Like, you know, you have Balmain, like him, and then Gucci has Dapper Dan.
You got Virgil. That's probably
Virgil. That's the only 3 out of. I mean, there's of course a lot more designers, but like the top high end.
There's Levante.
What's his name? He's.
I love Levante. Well,
is that his name, Levante?
Is it Javante or?
It's something like that. He is dope.
Yeah, he's dope, but he's coming up. But it's
he's coming out.
I feel like for Black designers, it's always gonna be harder for us because we don't get taken as serious. So to say that it's gonna go away, I don't think it's gonna go away. I think it's something we're always just gonna have to fight through. So.
Who are y'all favorite designers? Can I just ask y'all that? Because we didn't even talk about that. Like, who are some of them affordable designers, even if it's a little tag on it, you know?
So, okay, I keep mixing this designer up with the stylist that I know, but it's Levante. I think it is. I do like him a lot.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably in my top right now. And who else? Oh, here you go.
Alexander McQueen's my favorite.
Yeah.
R.I.P. And Virgil. Oh,
Are we just sticking to low-key right now?
Or you can say, you know, it could be Gucci if you got a Gucci belt. I was just
well, for me, because I've always wanted to be a couture designer, and that's like a whole different world. And so I would read Alexander McQueen books like when I was in high school and junior high. So that's why I said like it doesn't have to be someone like super expensive,
Right.
but like McQueen, like the way he thought of stuff was super crazy, and I love it. So him, and then Virgil, like Virgil's just dope across the board. Like
I love Virgil.
He's the only designer that I know that rappers, everybody be like Virgil, Virgil. So like Virgil definitely is like. Super
I really like Jeremy Scott too. Like that's he's kind of like more of a creative director. I don't know if he's not an actual designer, but I kind of look I'm on the fashion art side. I don't stick with just designers that I like. So I like a lot of stylists and creative directors.
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all were on a budget, like what store would you go to?
Fashion Nova? No, it's good. Nah. Fashion
Budget.
Low-key.
If y'all were like on a budget.
I don't like Fashion Nova. I'm sorry. I just tried to order some Pretty Little Things stuff. The material was really like
it was
flimsy. It's flimsy, y'all.
Yeah,
I don't know how they do it
nasty.
too.
It's real nasty.
Yeah.
Don't
And it
believe the
breaks
hype.
easily.
Look,
Quality
let me put
is
y'all onto
everything,
something.
okay?
Let me put y'all onto something. The stuff y'all be seeing on Instagram and like the ads and all that stuff is clothes that are in a completely different quality. It's a completely different look, and they Photoshop it. It is not the same thing that you're buying. So when your stuff feels like $2 stuff, it's because it is $2 stuff.
It is.
I did buy like a dress one time, and one of the sleeves was shorter than the other.
Yeah,
I believe that. Look, I believe
I ate the L. I didn't even return it.
Like,
I'm not gonna lie though. If I'm shopping on a budget, the thrift store, I love to thrift. And you will get one of a kind things. Okay,
and
don't sleep.
The
Do not sleep.
cutest stuff there though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you really do. Like, especially for the fall.
Ross, I can't get with Ross. Every time I walk in there, I just turn around. I be like,
It depends on what you're looking for.
It's so messy, and then it's like, this is the stuff I wear to a job interview.
I get like, if I'm there and I'm just like, I'll get some leggings or
yes,
something.
It depends on the search. And it's just like, and then for me, I'm tall, and then I'm not skinny either. So then it's like everything just don't fit right. I'd be like, you know what?
Right. That's true.
Sorry, I had to sneeze.
But I would go to Zara, and honestly, Forever 21. Like people be talking about Forever 21.
I don't.
But look. That's your opinion. But I like Forever 21. Look. I'll get some cute jeans out of there. Like I won't do like a full shopping spree there, but like I like to grab from different stores and then put it all together. So.
Yes.
Me personally, like I'm the mall. First of all, anything at the mall. I think malls are about to be shut down now. You're going to you should go to like a thrift store, like online stores, or just something like a boutique. Like malls, like the clothes in there, it's just like it's overpriced, and it's like if you trying to stay on a budget, it's like.
Yeah,
it's just the most.
I don't really go to
like
malls anymore. I'm not saying like you probably won't catch me at the mall.
I think I just like the mall because I like my nieces and my nephews. I take them there. We just go walk
it's
around.
Cute to walk around.
It's cute.
Buying clothes.
But going there to like shop,
I can't.
I prefer the mall. You prefer the mall. I feel like it's easier for guys though in the mall.
Well, not for me because I like to shop. So. I'm not in and out. Yeah, I'll be in there for like hours. But like I need to see it, feel it.
That's what I'm saying.
What it look like, because that's
so not technically online.
Yeah, that's the only thing about online, because like I don't know how it's gonna fit.
Exactly. That's what I
it's gonna look like. You know,
I have
so I need to be able to
put it on
and see like okay.
I'm one of those people who just buy it and hope it works.
No, I can't do it. That's my money. I'm putting it on like, damn, I know I should have got a bigger size.
I love how my clothes fit.
I don't feel like sending it back and waiting again. And like,
no, if it don't fit and I ordered it online, it's not going back. I'm just going to throw it away.
Yeah,
I know bad, but like
I'll take it to a tailor.
Oh yeah, I could alter my own clothes.
Yeah, I'm talking about cutting it up.
Actually,
that's if you get too big.
Right. That's if it's usually it's too small.
Right, and you can't do it with that. You can't add on because it's not gonna come out right.
I'll be trying to.
I do be doing that. Like one time I got a dress from Fashion Nova for my birthday, and it was a shirt. It was legit a shirt, and I was just like, oh wow. And we're about to go out, so I didn't try it on, and then so everyone was like, all right, you ready to go? And I'm like, it's a shirt. It's a shirt. So I had to like make it a shirt. Like I tucked the dress in. It became a bodysuit that day. Yeah. And I really don't shop at Fashion Nova that much.
She turned me off of Fashion Nova because
I ordered them angel wings and I spent $200 on like a whole Halloween. I was about to be a Victoria's Secret plus size model. And the wings never came in. The wings were $100, and like the lingerie was like $50. Like it never came in. They never got a refund.
And they still a lot of designer
Fashion Nova
stuff. Like I don't like
for
that.
You owe her. Well, I have a dress from Fashion Nova that's too big, so I might have to send it
Slide it my way.
Remember what you said about collaboration?
Yes. Yes.
It's gonna be $5 though.
I got you. I got you.
Like one or two more questions.
Yeah, let's get it. Come on, pot.
I hope it's a good one.
5. It goes up. Yeah.
Okay. Do people place too much value in their appearance?
I mean, you should.
I know some people that don't.
You should. I don't think that's it can kind of like, is it a bad thing if you do? Because like, if you want to look good, you want to look good. If you don't care, you don't care. So it just depends.
What about the
days
people
I don't
who are
care.
just
Me
all
too.
about that though?
Oh, like the narcissist, like if you're
Like they're just going to the grocery store for 5 minutes
They
and
just
they got
vain.
to put full face.
Oh no.
That's when you're so vain.
Honestly, however you feel is how you feel. If you feel like beating your face to look good at the gas station, then do that. I love that.
That's like, I mean, sorry, us right now, like this is just a podcast, but we had to get a little bit cute to make ourselves feel good today.
Yes.
You know, especially in this quarantine, it's okay to wake up, do your hair, put on some eyelashes, put on a little blush. Like, you gotta make yourself feel
Have y'all
better.
been getting ready even though you're not going anywhere?
All the
Yes,
time. I do it.
I do it. Sometimes I don't, because I'm like, I don't care, nobody's seen. But sometimes I'm just like, you know what, let me get up, let me have a productive day, like, let me feel better. It just brings, like, picks my energy and my spirit up. I don't know.
True. Yeah.
I think it matters, or I think it's a problem when it's your core value as far as like, you know,
True.
you only got $30, but you finna drop this $30 on the outfit, but you got bills to pay.
Right.
Then I think
That's a problem.
So-
That was a good one.
You know what I mean? So I think it's just where it lines up. Like,
If there's a line,
if you wanna like look good, cool, you wanna look good, but make sure everything else is ahead of that. While you look good.
That's
You know what I mean?
true.
Some people they neglect their responsibilities to take care of those responsibilities.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie though. If I know I got $5 in my bank account and a 4 for 4 is $4,
That's food though.
Yeah, food.
I get back
But that's food.
I know.
We need that.
That's a little different. Everybody been in that position.
I know.
Everybody.
For sure.
I don't know people who they can't wear the like same things twice.
Oh, they can't wear the same thing twice?
Yeah.
Y'all will probably see me in similar things. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I'm not that person.
No.
Like, I'll try not to post the same outfit. Like, if I wore it one time, it's really social media. But, girl, I'm gonna wear these same jeans. Yes, I am.
Yes, if I bought it, I'm going to wear it.
Oh, I said some people can't wear like the same things twice.
That's me. I'm sorry, I can't.
I can. I'll just wait.
We'll never see this bitch she has on again.
Well, you know what? Pass it this way because somebody needs to see
Unless
it.
I didn't get a picture. If I got a picture, I can't wear it again. If I didn't get a picture, then I might put it on just to take the picture, and then I'm not gonna put it on.
So what do you do with the clothes that you just never wear again?
Like, people be having, like, the same kind of looking outfits, but, like, a lot of them because they don't want to wear the same clothes again.
That's weird.
Nah.
That's some serial
I
killer
need to
stuff.
just wear it.
I'm gonna put the same outfit on again tomorrow.
But maybe the main one's folding their blankets like.
If you didn't see me, I will put it on.
Yeah.
If I didn't get a picture, I'm gonna put it on too.
Alright guys, let's round it out with
One more.
Ooh, should we do a drum roll or something? Like,
yeah, y'all can. I'm
Yes, it's really better.
Okay. How does fashion contribute to society in general?
It is society. No, I was kidding. Go ahead.
It is.
Fashion is
It is
life.
like-
It's
Fashion is life.
Why?
clothes. We have to wear clothes to go outside. Like, you know, whether you feel like slouching or looking cute, it's every day. I love clothes. I love fashion.
Me too.
People
I
should
do.
really think like, you know.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was done.
I think fashion is definitely just it's who you are basically. That's just the roundabout way to say it. It's just like you dress how you dress because that's you. That's your personality. That's who you are. Basically, my outfit shows who I am.
Right.
So if I'm walking around in a certain look, like people can kind of feel who you are through your clothes. So I feel like without fashion, if we all just had the same exact outfit on, first of all, life would be boring, and then life wouldn't just be, you know, as dope. Because to me, like if I see something that someone like this dope shirt she has on with these dope shoes, I would have never put the outfit together. Right. But you can tell like she's a stylish person because the way she puts things together. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like that's their identity. So.
So I want to ask, y'all know how like cartoons, they always wear the same clothes? So if y'all were like a cartoon character and you have to be stuck in the same clothes, what is it?
If I was a cartoon character, I first of all would choose to be a Bratz doll because they switched it. I love Bratz dolls.
They do switch it up.
Bratz dolls.
Bratz dolls.
That was mine.
I didn't even have no Barbie dolls. It was all Bratz. All Bratz.
We used to watch the Bratz. That's why we used to.
We were gonna watch it.
I used to love that.
But so early, like we were on it early, like
we were on it. Period. Yep. But anyways.
Yeah.
Let's not. She also used to sketch at like 10, and I used to be like, "Girl, what you doing? We not drawing. We finna go have fun outside." She was like, "No, I'm gonna be sketching outfits."
Yeah.
She used to draw that.
Cool.
But if I could wear an outfit, it would definitely be some Adidas pants with some Yeezys.
Wait.
And like she was saying, if you were a cartoon character, what would be like your everyday outfit?
Okay, sorry.
It would probably be like some Adidas, like you know the sweatpants that fit you real cute with the Yeezys, and probably like a graphic tee, and then have like my hair and makeup done.
Okay. What about you, Sade?
Well, you know, I'm extra, so we gotta have a boot. You know, we gotta have a boot with like maybe like a cute like skirt or a dress or something fancy, like with a fur coat and some shades, like giving sexy, yeah, or like a nice lingerie. Like I just want to feel like, damn, you know, good about myself.
Like Lola.
Lola, you gonna be at every occasion in the cartoon, like we just chilling at the house. She gonna be over here. Girl,
I want to be like that fabulous doll. Like you know, if I was to have an outfit, that's probably what I would. What about you? Oh, go ahead.
Just put me in all black, you know what I mean?
All black.
Oh,
Damn.
I love black.
Yeah,
I love all black.
Switch it up between like maybe I put like a hoodie on or something like that. As long as it's black, you know what I mean?
I like that.
I'm going with her vibes. I want to be like
Right, fabulous.
the one in the corner.
She gotta be extra.
With champagne, and then we could just cheers, clink, clink.
And I'm gonna come in there with a sweatsuit on, like.
There's an episode where like
faces big though, but
it's like an episode on Proud Family where she had like a fur coat.
I know what you're doing.
It's those shades and she that was fire.
First of all, you look like her. I'm about to say, first of all, she was you club me.
Thank
you,
y'all. That's my show.
Look, I'll be the rising now. I'm like, hi, Sticky.
You just shut up. Shut up. Oh my god.
That's funny.
Well, I don't know what I would wear actually.
Yeah.
I would wear ripped jeans because I always wear that. So, and then just a t-shirt.
Yeah, you got your ripped jeans on now?
Yeah, so
Just comfy.
Can't wear it to work, so I'll wear it at home.
Yeah.
But that is it for tonight, you guys. We had a very long conversation. It was a very nice conversation, actually. I had so much fun. Thank you again to these ladies, Mimi and Allie. And thank you, Sade, Free, and Victoria. Okay? See y'all next Sunday.
Bye.
And then we walked out to Angela.
Follow